And thank you all to the General Assembly members behind us who worked so hard to put this together. What are you doing over there? Y'all come over here.
We'll come over there.
Well, we're used to taking orders.
Good. I'm glad you did. Less than 3 weeks ago, a group of us stood here at the Veterans Monument and made a promise to our troops in the South Carolina Guard 218th Brigade. Members of the 218th Brigade Combat Team are in Mississippi, training there to prepare to go to Afghanistan to protect all of our freedom. They're granted a 10-day leave, but without the means to... You need to be over here too. Excuse me for pausing. I want the chamber folks and the business folks who participated to come over here too, please. Come on, you're going to have to be up here close nearby, so come on up. Excuse me for starting over, but this is a collaborative effort of the General Assembly members, of the business community, and of course the National Guard, all of us working together. Anyway, those troops were granted a 10-day leave to be able to visit their families before they were deployed in late April, but they weren't given a way to get home. So when Representative Nick Mulvaney, that's my buddy right here, who wasn't here last time because he was on a family obligation last time we did this, and he came to me and brought frankly, a newspaper article that talked about the troops and the fact that this was a problem, and Mick said, this can't stand. We can't do this. We got to do something about this. We came up with the idea of creating the Defenders of Freedom Fund, which we put together, contacted the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce and asked our business community to step up to help. And we made a promise to our National Guard men and women that we would raise the money necessary for them to be able to come home to spend that leave here before they went back. We knew that before they went to Afghanistan. We knew that it was something that our business community and citizens would do. Frankly, we had no idea how quickly people would step up to do that. In less than 6 days, the Defender of Freedom Fund had enough money and donations and pledges to meet our goal. It was made possible by a number of organizations and people, and I want to thank some folks in particular. The Mungo family stepped up in a big way to contribute. The South Carolina Home Builders Association, Blue Cross Blue Shield, the band Lone Star in the Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce, AT&T, SCANA, South Carolina Realtors, and of course the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce, State Chamber of Commerce, working with all of those businesses. The initial cost went from $88,000 to $120,000 to get it done. I think that's interesting. What happened was our troops realized we were serious, and then more of them decided they wanted to come on. And those of us in the General Assembly, we're used to the cost going up once we start something. People donated to the Guard directly. People donated to the Defenders of Freedom Fund. People donated to the Jake Knox War Fund. People sent money directly to the National Guard Family Assistance Fund, is my understanding. I was particularly pleased that while we had some major, very big checks from the organizations that I mentioned a minute ago, in my office, I must have gotten, a bunch of checks in the $25, $50, $10, $100 range from just a lot of individual citizens who wanted to participate. As of this morning, the Guard has on hand $55,077 to be able to bring our troops home. They need $64,923.94 more to cover the cost of bringing our troops from the 218th home to see their families. And I just happen to have a check of $64,923.94 that we'd like to present to the National Guard. To you, General, thank you. As I said, we raised more than enough money necessary to do that. So, General, I have another check. And this check is for $33,667.07. This is the balance of what the fund raised. And we want you folks to put this into the Family Assistance Fund. Use this money to help our troops and their families in any way that the Guard deems necessary while they're deployed or while families are here. So that's between these two checks, General. The money that we've raised. I want to thank everybody who's participated in doing this. I want to thank Jake Knotts particularly, because Representative Knotts, Senator Knotts, excuse me, used to be Representative Knotts. We're going to bring you back, bud.
I'm still in your foxhole.
Senator, you got that right. Senator Knotts created the Jake Knotts War Zone Fund. That's right, and raised a significant amount of money. I think he has a check you'd like to present to Senator Knotts.
Thank you, Speaker Harrell. I just want to thank everybody here today for their patriotism and their desire to help our troops. I'm a Vietnam vet, and I remember how it was when I was there, and I swore I'd never let it happen again. And I'm just so thankful to the people, especially the Speaker and the House members and the Senators that have come forward, and also the citizens that have come and wrote checks for as little as $10 or $20. The fund, the Jake Knotts War Fund, was started over in Lexington County with First Reliance Bank. To date, we have raised $24,912. We are presenting a check to the National Guard Association Fund for $22,000. It's a cashier's check. The remainder amount of the money will remain in the account. There will be three people that oversee it: Jerry Balloon with the Chronicle, Donald Duncan, and myself. And the other $2,912 will go for emergencies for anyone like a Marine, sailor, Army, National Guard, anybody who has an emergency. We had an emergency over in our area not too long ago when we had a young Marine killed, and we had to scramble on a Sunday to raise $2,500 to send to transport his sister over to Germany. And so with that said, I just want to say thank you, South Carolina. Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, all the members of the House, the business community, and everybody that showed nowhere else in America could this happen but in South Carolina, because we are very well trained, we're very well patriotic. If you don't believe it, look at the number of troops and look where they're at and look where they come from. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Howard with the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce, who's not expected to have to say anything, has to anyway. Howard, the letter on behalf of the business community, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I'll say, Mr. Speaker, that this was the easiest fundraising I've ever had to do in my 15 years. The combination of your leadership with the generosity of the business community and the patriotism of helping them get back home was just overwhelming. One particular situation I may have relayed to you earlier, one company called said, "How much are you looking for?" We gave them a 5-digit number. The next thing I know, they increased that by 50% over what we asked. And that shows, number one, I don't know what to ask for, but more importantly, it shows the generosity of the business community. We appreciate your leadership and Senator Knotts for helping us.
And we are not going to say who that company was. They're one of them listed. That's all we'll say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hunter. We'd like to make these. Actually, gentlemen, would you like to say a few words?
Just a couple if I might. I'd like to tell you I could represent what this means to the soldiers and their families, but I can't. Maybe our tag that says smiling faces, beautiful places. If you say smiling faces, happy faces, would represent it. But I would dare tell you that I could represent the joy that this is going to cause for us soldiers and their families. So I wouldn't think I could represent this. As Benjamin Franklin said, he's about to sign the Declaration, if we don't hang together, we're going to certainly hang together. There's no doubt in South Carolina that we hang together. No doubt. I'm not surprised at all. But this is people taking care of people, and we do it better in South Carolina.
Thank you, Judge. Jake, come up here. These are your checks. Come on up. These are the checks presenting. They're backwards because the top one is the extra, but that works. That's right. Very good. Thank you. Anybody have any questions or anything? Anybody have any questions? Thank you all very much.